Tonight, a strong warning from the Colorado Attorney General after a Denver 7 hidden camera investigation.
The state now looking for accountability after pharmacies across Colorado were not following a new law to make life-saving EpiPens more affordable.
Chief investigative reporter Tony Kowaleski continues pushing for answers after breaking this story in March.
It's still kind of just nerve-wracking.
Jackson Pugh is not alone.
Thinking if I eat something wrong that it could be life-threatening.
He's a high school rugby player and one of more than 500,000 Coloradans depending on the liquid inside this syringe to potentially save his life.
I just think it's kind of unacceptable that they're like so cheap to make and they're like extremely expensive.
And that's what led state lawmakers more than a year ago to search for solutions. And here's where it gets interesting. On January 1st of this year, a new law drastically cut the cost of EpiPens, forcing pharmacies to sell a pair of EpiPen injectors for $60, well below the $650 to $700 price point of the past.
Sources telling us that there are some pharmacies not following the law. You need an EpiPen. What do you say to those pharmacies?
I think this is unacceptable. Are you so greedy for money?
Is there a plausible reason these pharmacies aren't getting it?
No. Pharmacies need to understand the message.
And that's why Colorado's Attorney General has gone on the offensive, sending this letter to pharmacies across the state.
Pharmacies are on notice right now. They need to follow the law.
Denver 7 Investigates has confirmed Colorado's Attorney General has at least a dozen complaints about pharmacies throughout the state still failing to follow the new law.
Us as pharmacists and us as a company don't know what to do.
You are watching hidden camera video.
I honestly think most places just didn't know how to handle it.
Wow, that sounds really frustrating.
Oh, heck yeah.
Candid testimonials captured back in March are questions asking those in charge why they are not following the new state law.
You're my first person to do this.
First person?
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing yet.
We appreciate you putting a spotlight on this issue. The fact is that pharmacies shouldn't be playing games.
And Attorney General Weiser made that clear in this two-page letter that included, we ask that if you are not doing so already, you promptly implement procedures necessary to comply with the law.
I understand you're still getting complaints. Do you want to name names?
We sent letters to Walgreens, to Kroger, to Albertsons, and to CVS because we had heard from consumers that they were not following the law. That's not okay. We put them specifically on notice. They need to follow the law or there will be consequences.
Consequences because the state law put in place more than 7 months ago should be helping EpiPen users like Jackson Pugh.
I understand that if a law isn't necessarily enforced, people aren't going to follow it because they either don't know or they're just like, I won't get caught. I think it's disgusting with some of these pharmacies that know about it and just won't drop the prices.
It's important to note the new law not only requires pharmacies to offer that $60 price when families know about the program, it also requires pharmacies to inform eligible families who might not be aware of that deep discount. Finally, if you know of a pharmacy not following the law, the Attorney General wants to know about it. We have attached a link to the reporting site on our web story available now at denver7.com. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
And going in depth here, Colorado lawmakers have tackled high prescription drug costs in recent years, including creating the first in the nation board that is considering setting price caps for unaffordable drugs. Now, these costs remain a top concern for patients in our state. A new survey, in fact, out just this month from Colorado Consumer Health Initiative finds more than half the respondents say they're worried about affording prescription drugs. In fact, more than a quarter said they rationed medication because of cost last year, and 20% of the people said they didn't fill a prescription because it was too expensive.